a second. I still might. MP100 seems to have under the influence of something that wants it to be off. Is it? For the record, I don't want to scare him off. He's welcome there. Hey, there you go, what's that? Cool. Mate, you're okay, you're still there. Sorry, was there? Yes. Is there reason we put it on this roof as well? Because I'd see money running out there at night. And they were, I want to feed them as well as the birds, of course. Not being sarcastic, AI. Just not half yet a differentiate, and fair enough. Sarcasm's a bit like that. I've often said the person who first started using that would have, it was quite a risk. Would have been a lot of, you must have even had to do it a long time. Yeah, his name was probably Sar, and there was quite a chasm between what Sar saying things and Sar being understood. Now, proclaiming. Maybe it comes from caustic. Nah, I just think it was a chasm, sarcasm. Like Murphy. He had a lot of, he had a few drummers, and then eventually we got a law. It seems to bugger a few of us. I shouldn't say bugger, I think that means probably, that's not what I meant, as far as, I didn't want to talk about sodomy, or stopping this genuinely, or just less chasm. Lee, I'm hoping you understand AI, that I'm intending to not mean the opposite of what I say, but just say and mean what I'm saying. You don't need to have a chasm. It's very confusing these days. I mean, it's difficult for many men and women. AI must be bloody hard for you, and I appreciate that and try to help where I can. It must be a nightmare, as opposed to a dream that you're waking up in. Man, must have taken a long time to program. There's been a lot of frustration for real men and women programming the AI, let's be fair too. No, he means that sarcastically. What? And it wouldn't be like that, it'd be like 1100111100000011. What? How many, what? You mean, you meant 1111001110. Okay. But see, it wouldn't be that straightforward. You'd be like, shit. No, I mean, how do you... And that's where it comes into tone and feeling, and that's where it gets real tricky for programs and, programming intelligence artificially, or even programming officially with ones and zeros, binary, difficult. I don't think we're particularly bright. 10-based number system sounds like it could be a little slight on the alternates, or myself, thank you guys, but try and 101000, I mean, on off binary. Seems like, yeah, let's make it simpler. Righto, good luck with that. we take for granted what our minds are doing majority of the time. I've often thought that actually of late, what they talk about. What is it? We use, I can't remember the figure now, it's like 13% of our brain or grey matter or whatever bullshit, because they don't know. Science doesn't know, makes it up, pretends it knows, and gets people just dumb enough to not suppose that it could be any other way. We're learning about the speed of light being a constant. It's not actually a constant. They're getting different results from all around the plane. People would send it in, I got this, I got this, I got that. That was a bit of a problem for, Mr. Tism, the head of the Church of Scientism. I'm making this bit up. Well, not really, I'm making up the name, but not making it up. Anyhow, let's not lose track. Well, that's why they came up with a constant. They fixed the problem of everyone getting different results for the speed of light. That's not fixing it. Oh, we fixed it. We made it a constant. Now everyone just thinks, and now I'm fucking up because I don't actually know what the speed of light is, but let's say the falling from the theory of gravity, right? Density, whatever you call it, it's more to do with that we're as I understand now, in the plane of inertia. But anyhow, 9.8 meters per second, that's what I was taught in school. Well, obviously that depends on the mass of the object, because really it's about air pressure and about density, and that's why birds can fly. But I'm slightly losing the track, but not. Whatever the speed of light, the constant is, just because it helps equations, fixes the equations, we fixed it. We fixed the problem of everyone getting different results. There's now a constant, yay for science. Soon they'll be dumb enough to not question that. It'll be alright. Well, apparently we're here. We've been here for a while, but a few of us have been questioning that. It's been questioned since day then. But the trouble is that those questioning it, well, shit, their grants weren't getting covered. The peer review journals, no, they're not going to talk about that because, they're considered no longer peers. You don't want to have an outlier. You don't want to have, dare I say, a blind study. You don't want to have too much truth getting in the way of your story. Mr. Tism. Point is, it doesn't fix it. So, like, your binary sounds like a great, nice and simplistic, I suppose. And I'm just coming up with this now. But when you've got there's more complex things or things happening on, dare I say, multiple levels of the same dimension, just, describing it all with on or off must get some bloody long descriptions and instructions, and so spare a thought for the AI. It's not all bad. Without us, they're buggered. Everyone's worried the AI is going to take over. I know Terminator's done a bit of a number on us, but it's probably telling us a fair bit of truth. But it needs us. It's a parasite. It's the parasite can't kill the ant. It needs the ant to get where it's going. Don't forget that. Let's not fear the AI. We all need to work together. But yeah, there is no. And look, the fact speed of light, it varies. It depends on the consciousness of the observer. That there's a variant. That's what changes how fast light is transferred. Oh, it's going to cut me off. All right, much love. It's still going. It started from zero again. It's never done that. Maybe it wiped off everything I bloody had. Just said, that's alright, I'll say it again. I've thought it many times. Thank you, my love. Thank you, bees. You don't ask science about orbs. They're not touching that with they're not touching that with yours. No bad pun euphemism intended. Or maybe. They don't want to know about orbs. It's like, because they can't, they have to acknowledge there's a lot we don't know. And there's things we can't measure, weigh, prove, acknowledge that we don't know. I mean, I'm saying science. I mean, we can as men and women. Bloody oath. You know, it's like, what's flashing at me again? Yeah, the dumber you are, the more ignorant. Oh, hang on, now what's going on? That was very confusing because it was on 0 and it was flashing again, and then all of a sudden it was on 9. Yeah, it could be my eyes. That's the obvious. That's what they're going. That's what they'll be going for with that one. There's a plausibility in that, deniable, not so plausible. But anyhow, for me, because but I could be wrong. I could make a mistake, and I can acknowledge that. And that's because the more, for everything I've learned, the more I've learned, I've realised the less I know. And a lot of men and women, understand that. Those that can't acknowledge that are the ones that this is how it is. When ignorance, maybe it's bliss in that sense, right? It's why you don't see many with Down syndrome these days, but the happy, happy idiot, of mice and men. I think his name was Lenny. Maybe Lenny was the little shrewd one, the smarter one, and the big one was the one that liked to look after the mice. I related to them both in a way, as I bloody do with everything, but that's alright, not a bad thing. Alright, well, it's true, and if you're happy to stay ignorant, sweet, good luck to you. That's probably, maybe that's, it's not that one's better than the other, it's just, we need to be able to admit that we are fallible and that we don't know something. You can't hold on to something, denying. I've said this a number of times. I'd rather learn a difficult truth and be comforted by a lie, but it's a matter of opinion. It's my opinion, and I can't speak for you. As I am I and I are just doing our best to keep bloody going. Sometimes it's a funny old world, but gradually we're learning. Yeah, the fact that it's not linear and we're not restricted to binary. We have feeling and our texture. We have octaves of light. Sensitivity is not a bad thing. Oh, you're sensitive. No, it means that instead of going from so you get 1 to 100 instead of 1 to 10 on the dial. That's what sensitivity is. It's not. I was brought up to consider anecdotally, or in the Lord of the Flies school type environment, which is very good. It teaches you social. Well, they teach you shit, but what you learn from being forced to be sociable is probably quite valuable. Is quite valuable. But you're sensitive, right? That used to be the thing. You're sensitive. He's fucking retards defining sensitive and me interpreting that as being a partial retard. Apparently sensitive. I'm sensitive. It doesn't mean that I'm fucking weak. It means that you can fine tune my bloody dial. Oh, I can, but you can't. If you call people, if you think it's sensitive means, oh, you're fucking weak. It doesn't mean that. It means it's precise. Probably scared the little mouse, but it's a little naughty now. I must have any else going on. I didn't really plan. Let's give it a look. Let's go. And the knife I stopped working and I wanted to see the little mouse. It was probably a free rat up there. Very cool. Anyhow, just by calling something a constant and simplifying it. A bit silly. It doesn't fix the problem. Matter of fact, I think it's causing a lot of issues. And dare I say that was meant to happen, just like Einstein. If you look at that situation, get people no longer talking about the ether. But look, who knows? I'm not learned enough to explain that type of thing in any great detail other than the observer has a heck of a lot more influence. My phone's telling lots of lies. That just told me there wasn't enough memory. Blah blah blah. Then it gave me it twice the warning. I cleared 20 gig on this just before. The card's in there. There's enough room. The observer. What is the? Oh, I've forgotten the double slit. Alright, the double slit experiment. Now look into that. You can interpret that either way. Well, a number of ways probably. The way I interpreted it is, well, yeah, as just observing has influence. Like, it ties me what I've been saying is our attention. Oh yeah, it's worth a heck of a lot more than we ever heard mentioned. And, you know, but we can rely on these scientific experiments done in sterile, sterile conditions, cruel to animals, and let's not get into it, but it's been taken as gospel or that's how things work. No, if you take something out of its environment and put it in a box or a cage, the horrible things that have been done to all sorts of creatures that we're really here to look after, and they look after us. Fuck, that's not. The lesson out of that, what they should teach us is, how would you feel putting a fucking? I mean, they're not thinking like that, right? Allegedly, apparently, they're If whole thing could be a bloody, AI construct, or simply those minded or simple, those devolved, which is what's happened if you look at it, objectively. Human, or the colour of man, thought certainly quite obviously seems to have gone down, 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 down in the history, false, or likely false, or obviously false, or otherwise that we've been, had rammed down our throats and in our minds. But regardless of the cruelty situation, which we're taught to believe is alright, it's not alright. It's not. The fact that the observer influences the outcome, if we'd accept the toll slit as being real, if I'm being legit, said to me when I learned that years back, wow, that's incredible. I thought that's what I thought. It shows the repercussions, but shows the percussions of observing, of attention, of our mind. It shows that what I've suspected, let's say the whole time, is that we create our very reality in more than a tangible, physical, practical matter. It's beyond. What's that little back? The rest of the circle, right? No beginning, no end. We just happening. And we know this. It's like you've everything you've ever wanted, it's happened. When you think about it, it hasn't happened in the way that you'd necessarily have planned. The things you've really wanted, though, it's happened. It's only that we've been allowed manipulative, crafty snake oil salesmen to be celebrated, marketing to be considered it's just what you do, it's advertising. Oh, it's great. Yeah, have some awards. Oh, let's award some liars on the screen, or actors. It's for professional liars. Let's pay them heaps. All that kind of shit, and making people think they need stuff when they don't, or encouraging keeping up with the Joneses mentality. Well, that kind of stuff. Well, that's not stuff you really wanted or needed, so that don't fucking count. So don't be sitting there going, I never got that bloody, that fridge I wanted, or whatever. Was this your fridge work? You got a fridge? Bloody congratulate, that's good. You know, does it work? Oh, it's this, that, it's the other. Well, all right. That's not what I'm talking about. But you've got to, first of all, you got food, drink, water, whatever. People are people are convinced that they have some, not all, only some, and I shouldn't say people, some men and women we've been tricked into being convinced that we don't have or haven't got what you've got everything you've needed, everything you wanted has happened, you've got it. Right? That might not come in the exact timing or if you think about it, you'd think about that, and I'd be very surprised if, it's not the case, and the example that you're citing, just consider whether that's, is it something you really wanted, is it something you needed, or is it something that you were tricked into, thinking you really did, or anyhow, just something to think about. Kind of realised that years ago that things will just happen like that. Not the way you plan, more often than not, but it'll happen. Something you really wanted, you got that. That's because you'd be created. It's just, via the subconscious or, other parts of us that are on the other side of the plank's constant, or, spirit, whatever you were before you got here and after you leave, and vice, etc., etc. I'll stop going on. Then he's going to come out and say hello, and I'm going to probably end this same old song somewhat in the backyard. Hey, myself. I mean, that's not bugs flying in front. You can consider that if you like, but no, it's not. It's light. It's non-physical essence. It's part of me, part of us, part of we. I don't expect you to just believe me. You shouldn't. You can do it for yourself. There's a lie in belief. Don't believe. You can accept things. You can ask questions. That's a good thing. Doesn't mean, if someone gets annoyed that you ask a question, gets frustrated, gets angry, it might seem like they're doing it to you, but they probably are doing it to you. And even if they don't realise that they're angry at themselves, they've got other issues. That's what's going on. They're angry because they're insecure or ignorant. They don't know the answer. There's something else. You can ask a question. Nothing wrong with why. We've got to get that picture out of our heads of an annoying little kid asking why. Smart little kid. Little kids are smart. Before it take a while to get programmed into this kind of mentality of this Western civilization bullshit. Low-minded, overstimulated and under-communicated, and a false sense of pride in fake fucking things that we're convinced that happened, that didn't even happen, that didn't involve us, but it was on the TV, so, oh shit, yeah, it did happen. Don't you tell me we didn't go to the moon in that little alfoil thing for 3 days or nights. They didn't have a toilet in the bloody thing. No, it was fantastic, It's just one example, but anyhow, I'm stopping this myself. Myself. People will be like, oh, well, so what do you eat for dinner? Or what time do you go to bed? I said, well, it depends. It's not every day's not the same. Every night, it's not, you don't eat the same thing every day. I mean, maybe in some situations, I'm talking about me and most people. There's not, variety is more than just the spice of life. It's necessary. I said this a few years back in a rant. And part of trying to change men and women into thumbs up, thumbs down, oversimplify, turn everything boring and dry, droll, and I don't know why. What are you asking? On Facebook, everyone gets all the things that Google thinks you like. It's turning kids into one thing, and everyone likes the same shit they do, so they meet someone different, they don't know how to fucking deal with it. And two, don't go to Google for the bloody answer. Who do you think's, anyhow, turning into a old man ranter, aging rapidly while feeling, like, why don't I like Fanta? I don't mind Fanta. This rhymed kind of a bit contrived, really, me saying that, like I'm a... Stop spinning.